in lies. Those who are born only once, born natural. They have not been born again. They'll be acting and living like the people who are born of the flesh. But when you realize the first birth alone will not take you to the eternal presence of God, and you come to the Lord, you say, I'm sorry for the works of the flesh. I'm sorry for the attitude and the action that is coming from the fleshly birth. And now you trust in the Lord. You're born again, born afresh, born anew, born from heaven, from above. Except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Look at verse 5. In verse 5, Jesus answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water, the water of the word, and of the Spirit, he cannot. May come to church, he cannot. May join a church, he cannot. He might walk his way through by contacts. I know him, he knows me, and become a worker, a server, an important personality in the visible church. But except he be born again, he cannot see, cannot enter the kingdom of God. Hebrews chapter 2, reading from verse 1. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we've heard, lest at any time, at the time when I am on duty. And the word is coming forth. Anytime, the time I am on duty, I am hearing sound, but I'm not hearing the word that is being preached. He's so committed to the work of the Lord. He doesn't have a heart for the Lord of the work. Lest at any time, at the time of marriage, at the time of wedding, some people forget everything they've ever heard, everything they've ever known. At the time of childbirth, child dedication, some people forget everything they ever learned. At the time of an interview, they forget. Let no lie, corrupt word proceed out of your mouth. And for that interview in church or at work, they forget everything they have learned, lest at any time, at the time of temptation, they forget everything they ever learned at the time of prayer. They forget everything they have heard in the message. Now they pray. But the usual prayer, asking for the usual thing, and the real thing the Lord has spoken about in the message, they have forgotten. It says, therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them sleep. Look at verse 2. For if the word spoken by angels was steadfast, and every transgression. God does not pass by any transgression. The one you do outside, that's bad enough. And the one you come to do in his very presence, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. You come to church, you come to the assembly of the gathering of the people of God, and you carry your rebellion from the office into the church. It does not pass by any transgression. How about the one you're doing in his presence? And it says, every disobedience receives a just recompense of reward. Verse 3. How shall we escape judgment? How shall we escape the fury and the wrath of God? How shall we escape everlasting burning in the lake of fire? How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken by the Lord, and was confirmed unto us by them that heard him? He wants us to have heaven-sent salvation. He wants to have us to have life-transforming salvation. He wants us to have the salvation that goes beyond religion. Matthew chapter